Welcome back, everybody. Today we're rolling up our sleeves and we're gonna do a little work here in the house. So I've got this ancient 75-inch Vizio television. We've had this thing for years and years and years, and it's scratched up. It's been through the ringer. And we're gonna pull this off the wall and replace it with a 2023 TCL TV, the Q6 that I just did a review on not too long ago. So it's only a 65 and it'll actually fit this space better. But since we were doing this, I thought it might be good to bring you along for the journey. So if you've not played with TV mounting before, stay tuned because you'll get to see all the nuts and bolts of what a TV mount looks like, and then also how to swap a TV out. Now, the most important thing that you're going to need when you pull a TV off the wall is a really great helper. And Drake, the producer, is going to be helping me today. And then just for size comparison, this is a 75. And, you know, it's 75-inch TV is pretty big. So it's kind of hard to handle this alone. So make sure you got somebody strong. A young, strong buck like this is always good. But we're going to get right into this thing and take this thing down. Now we have a Kanto telescoping mount on this TV, so it allows you to actually pull it out a little bit and see behind it. Some mounts are just flat against the wall and you have to kind of jam them up and pull them out. This actually, you can slide it out and get behind it to do some work. So Drake, help me pull this out.
What do I do?
No, pull.
Pull towards me?
Yeah, straight out. See how it comes out?
Mm-hmm.
First thing I'm gonna do here is unplug this power cable from the back so there are no cables hanging to get snagged. Okay, we're behind the TV and you can see this is a Kanto FMX3. It's a fairly involved mount. It articulates and you can move the TV all kinds of ways. If you look and see, you mount these onto the back of the TV and then you will hang the TV on these bars that are part of the mount, right? And then you have these clips that hold it on. So we should be able to remove this clip and this clip, this clip and this clip, and then lift this TV up off the mount and set it off to the side. Then the job will be figuring out how we attach these back to a new television and then mounting it back on to these bars. Now, always be careful. Once you have these clips off, the only thing holding the television on is gravity, right? And these hooks. So, stuff can happen, right? So this is where things get to the point where it could be a little dangerous. All right, now the next step for us is to lift this up and move it off. There's nothing now permanently holding this thing on to the stand. Our goal here is to lift straight up, bring it down a little bit, not hit the ceiling fan, other things, and then come and lay it on this bed that's out of frame over here. Okay, so this is what it looks like with the TV off. It's a big, super heavy duty mount, does up to a 90-inch television. It's not a close to the wall mount. This is the articulating style, but you can see how this thing works if you're not familiar with these. And we've got 4 lag bolts in this guy into the actual studs inside of the wall. Now we have these 4 screws on the arms or bars, I'm not really sure what they're called, to take off. Now, one thing to remember is the mount. You want to, when you put these on the new television, this should be centered, right? So the top of this and the bottom of this should really be in the center of the television. And I know that our mounts on the new TV are going to be here, so we'll need to shove this thing up as high as we possibly can to try and center things a little bit. But we'll talk about that when we get to it. But now this should lift right off. Yep. And while we have this here, I'm going to see if I can find the old stand mount and reattach to this so that we can set this on the floor. All right. Once you get the stands off, you definitely want to pack these up and keep them somewhere. because you'll want them again for sure. Okay, so here's the challenge with the TCL with mounting this. All the mount points are super low on the television. It would be better, for my opinion anyway, if they were here instead of way down here. This stand, the way it's built, the holes, I think I can get it to mount like this, but it's gonna make this sit kind of high. So I don't know if I can move the stand down any on the wall, but this is gonna be, I think, the best that we can do as far as the actual mount goes. So let's see if the screws will go in like this. So this is going to be the best possible position for this mount, although it is less than perfect. My size in.
My size in.
All right, so now we have the TV up, and you can see how we did our best with the mount. There's no way to drop this lower. I would like to have it maybe this much lower, but it is what it is, and it'll work fine in here. It's not too close to the ceiling, and there's plenty of space underneath for everything, so I think it's probably gonna work out great. We're gonna have power on this side, and we're just gonna use the apps inside of the TV. So the only connection we're gonna have for this is the power itself. Now, I don't have a power socket here, so today we're just draping this cable down, but what I would like to do at some point is come in here and cut in a box and then be able to run power down that way. But for now, we're just gonna leave it. So I just need to put on these last 3 bolts. And as you can see here, we've got the different assorted connections for this TV. If we were going to do Ethernet, it would come in on this side. Power on TVs is usually on the opposite side of all your connectors. Power cable will plug in here onto the back. And it's actually pretty short, so we'll likely need an extension cable for this. So I'm going to run this through the cable management. Now with that plugged in, I'm going to push this back against the wall. Okay, we got the TV mounted, temporary power strung down to test, and if everything works, I should be able to hit the button and it'll come on. There's a lot of fingerprints that we need to get off, but that'll come next. Let's see if this thing actually turns on. All right. Looks like we're successful, so we're going to go ahead and move the furniture back in place. Here we are with the finished product. The height of the TV actually worked out pretty good to be above this printer, so I'm not mad about that at all. And the 65-inch size actually fits the space a lot better than the 75 did. Originally, there was a 58 up here, and that was even older than the old TV that we replaced. And then we went to the 75, and now we're back on the 65, and I like this a lot better. And this is a modern television. It's, you know, a 2023 model, much better than the 10-year-old Vizio. I mean, the apps on the 10-year-old Vizio, not so good, but with this TV, I am good to go. All right, thank you so much for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and watch for other videos where I install and review other equipment. If you like this one, make sure you click the one that's over here because I think you're gonna like that video too.